Well, welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I was hoping to have my co-host Dan Walker here with me, but he's reeling, and we'll talk more about it in a couple weeks. But, you know, for the first time in, I think, 3 years, maybe even longer, I beat him in our Beach Ridge Challenge top 5 picks at the beginning of the year. So, yeah, he's protesting, he's recounting the ballots, but I did it. Finally, he's buying the Champions and Me dinner. So, but it was a lot of fun following along, and it was a lot of fun watching the point battles play themselves out in the last few weeks. And unlike years past, when you rolled into Beach Ridge this past weekend, you knew, you know, there was a couple of battles going on, one in the Pro Series and the Sports Series, that could change, but they needed, one guy needed the perfect night and the other one needed a disaster. And it didn't happen. But, you know, everybody, some of the cleanest racing I've seen all year has happened at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway. And that's a testament to the competitors, you know, that value the sport, value the racing. Last few weeks, the Wildcats have been something to be desired about, but you expect a little bit of that from them every year because, hell, they're the Wildcats. But, you know, I want to congratulate that champion, Adam Lovejoy, you know, 6 feature wins, dominating fashion, you know, and really great job. You know, faced a lot of adversity, not on the track so much as he did off the track this season with the loss of loved ones and friends, and you know, and he kept persevering and each and every night and raced hard. He raced every lap hard, and you know, now he calls himself a champion, and you know, so congratulations to Adam Lovejoy. And in the Sports Series, you know. The young lady, Sally Girardi, every year she challenges for a championship. And like I said in the beginning of the year when we talked about it, you know, always seems to get her feathers ruffled. And she let me know after week 1 that she had a car that was too fast to not win a championship. She was focused to win a championship. And she was going to prove Steve Perry wrong this year. Well, young lady, you did. And you did a phenomenal job this year. And my hat's off to you. You had a fast race car. You didn't put yourself in position to fail. You took advantage of situations when they were presented to you. And you are now a 2-time champion in what has notoriously been one of the toughest classes over the years. And when you look at the champions that have won in that class, the likes of Kevin Durgan, Brad Layton, Danny Bubar, Glenn Cusack, Bobby Bear Reynolds, you know, Pinkham, David Pinkham, you know, Steve Berry, you know, Chris Smith. These are names that, you know, many of them went on to find success up the ranks. You know, Garrett Hall. And now you're a 2-time champion. So, man, I shouldn't say man, woman, you'd be very proud because you, you know, you are a race car driver. And you didn't have to prove it to me. I already knew it, but man, you went out and proved it to a lot of people this year. So congratulations to Sally Girardi and the entire, you know, White Walk Racing number 77 team. And then the Pro Series. What a battle that was to watch all year long. Curtis Gary, Reed Lampher. You know, just, they were the class of the field. There was 14 to 17 cars on a weekly basis. There was 2 cars in a league of their own, and that was Curtis and Reed, and they were fun to watch. And to see 2 guys do battle, it reminded me of the days of Johnson and Mayetta. You know, every week those 2 would fight to get to the front. At the end of the night, they were standing there, hanging out, shooting the breeze, throwing one back, talking during the week, going to dinner. They just, I mean, obviously that's not Reed and Curtis, different generation, but that reminded me of that. You didn't see barbs thrown back and forth on Facebook, the days of social media that they didn't have to deal with years ago. They're just 2 very, very classy organizations. The 7 team, we all know what he did over the last couple of weeks, win that Oxford 250. The 59 team finished runner-up to Curtis at the Oxford 250. But that was about the last time he's finished runner-up in a long time. That championship battle was coming down to it, and 4 weeks ago, the 59 turned their A-game on, and they won the last 4 races, which is unheard of in a class of that ability and that talent and that level. So Jason Ricker, Reed Lampher, team owner Scott Lampher, the entire team just won their second championship in the last 3 years. And, it was fun to watch all year long down there. And like I said, I'm just happy that Dan Walker lost. So finally, I get some money out of Dan Walker. Not here because he knew he was going to take some ribbon. But really, congratulations to all of you, and wish you all the best of luck in your off season as you prepare for the banquet. I know the season isn't over. There's going to be some, some other races that these guys run, and get a chance to get out there and congratulate them when you see them, or at the banquet or the off season shows. Usually Sally's at them, Reed's always at them. So really appreciate all their efforts, and congratulate each and every one of them. So we take a break. We come back. We'll show a little race highlights from this past weekend at Beechridge. And wasn't any plans to do any filming, but I had a feeling something special was going to happen in the Wildcat class, and it did. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainely Motorsports.
Hi, I'm Andy Austin with exciting news about a new division of Beechridge Motor Speedway designed to bring new people to weekly racing. Here's series founder Dan Wolf.
Thanks, Andy. Our goal was to create cheap, easy-to-build race cars. Bone stock production cars with a simple 4-point roll cage and proper safety equipment.
We've named them the 21st Century Motors Street Devils. Our 2017 rulebook and schedule are available at beechridge.com and at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
The future of auto racing has always been street car divisions because of the low cost.
Some folks are building cars and sharing the driving duties. There's even an all-star car to allow celebrities to try out the Street Devil, and a 2-seat driver's ed car so you can take a few laps.
Get information about our mentor program, low-cost safety equipment, roll cage kits, and videos on how to build one at Street Devils Racing on Facebook.
So, form a team, build a car, and come join us this summer as we kick off the 21st Century Motors Street Devil Division at Beechridge Motor Speedway.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $30,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2018 SUV towable triple expandables starting at $19,699. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Winterport Dragway is celebrating 50 years of drag racing in 2017. We have our bracket racing on Sunday with 6 classes in action. The top divisions will make 4-second passes at over 150 miles an hour. Check out the Super Pros, the Pros, the Streets, Bikes, Sleds, Junior Dragsters, and Team divisions as they compete for championship points. Winterport Dragway has numerous special events throughout 2017. For more information on what's happening at Winterport Dragway, check them out on Facebook or go to winterportdragway.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting your valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And like I said, Dick Obey was doing a great job. Some of the footage you saw in the opening segment talking about each champion, the champion battles, was stuff he got this past weekend, shooting the heat races, feature races, walking around the pits. And I appreciate him coming on board and really helping us out. But about halfway through the Wildcat race, I said, man, something special is going to happen. And so I sent him a text and said, hey, don't focus on, just the champion battle anymore, which is really over. But we wanted to, really focus on Adam Lovejoy. I said, start filming up front because I think something special is going to happen. And whether it was going to be, I don't even know how old he is, but they call him the old man, the 40, Lyman McKeag, whether he was going to pick up his first win in a few years, and he's a reigning Wildcat champion. And, some of this newer fan base, newer generation of racers doesn't understand, what that man's made and added to that class. He's been one of the top runners ever to run that Wildcat class, and that's Lyman McKeag. And so he was leading and he was battling hard, and You know, I didn't know if he was going to win, but if he wasn't going to win, you know, the kid in the 21 who's got numerous top threes this year and been a great quality addition. And it's funny to be able to say a great quality addition when the kid is 15 and 16 years old to a division, because usually they come in, chip on their shoulder, a little bit out of control, a little bit of wildness because, you know, somebody else is paying the bill. But this young man out of New Hampshire, Zach Nicholson, has done a tremendous job. Got to know Zach a lot last year when he traveled down with us to the Snowball Derby to be a part of Louis' efforts. And great kid. And when I say he's got a future in the sport, I'm not saying we're going to be tuning in and watching him run Darlington or Richmond or wherever. But this kid's going places because he's got a good personality. He understands the sport. He's good to the fans. He's good to the crew. He's good to the family. And he's good to the track he races at. And a quality kid. And he pulled off his first win. So it was just exciting. You know, when you sit in the stands, and you've heard me say it here before, when I go to a race, I have my favorites. We all have our favorites. But my favorite for that night is the guy that wins his first ever race, because there's never a better feeling to a race car driver to win that first ever race. And I love to witness all of it, and got to witness it the other night with the number 21 of Zach Nicholson. So I know how big of a moment it was for him, his entire family, his organization, his team, his friends, his peers, his sponsors. And just want to give them a little extra special shout out and show some highlights and hear from Zach in Victory Lane as he picked up his inaugural and first of many feature wins at Beach Ridge Motor Speedway.
Down to the inside on Travis Burrows, and forces his way up the middle. He's going to pass 4 cars, and then he's going to hit the wall. Or no, he's not. What a save by Dave Cameron! Someone's got a new nickname. Side by side for spot number 3, passing blocking up the doesn't seem to be affecting his speed at all. He's pretty strong up in the second group.
Oh man, I can't thank everybody enough. All the people that helped me each week, my mom, my dad, my uncle, my cousin Ricky was here, all my friends, Chris, I can't even speak right now. All my sponsors, Kid Logic, Call Construction, Bricker Auto Salvage, No Such Chassis, Templeton Snowmobiles, Jets Customs, all of that, everybody that helps me. I couldn't do it all without them. I mean, oh yeah, all them fans.
You're speechless right now, I love this.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to happen. The last 5 laps, I had no idea what was going on.
What was happening through the last 5 laps there? You were battling with the number 82 with Chaz Briggs.
Oh man, he's hilarious. I love hanging out with him. It's weird, I grew up watching these guys and I just come out here and this is my first win, so I mean, well, I don't even know what to say.
So glad to be a part of it. Your first win Congrats on your first feature win at Beach Ridge.
Thank you very much.
Grab that trophy. How's that feel?
That feels better.
Yeah, there you go, bud.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
The legendary Menard Chevy Show returns to New England Dragway September 8th through 10th, Friday through Sunday. 3 solid days of drag racing, supercharged altereds, and front-engine dragsters. New England's largest all-Chevy car show. Your ride might be on Velocity TV. Plus a manufacturer's midway. And jet cars. Parking is free and every ticket is a pit pass. Bring your non-winning New Hampshire lottery ticket for a $5 discount. Tickets and info online at newenglanddragway.com.
Welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
We're standing down here at the start line, and and that's one thing different about drag racing. It's the start line. It's not the finish line. And with Joe Lombardo and Joe, we got one more really big event coming up this weekend, and the Super Chevy Show, the Menard Super Chevy Show. And as in years past, this event is one of those ones that just brings that crowd in.
It does, and the fact that this is the last big event for us this year, that's really going to play well, because we'll wind up with everybody that is just about ready to put all their cars away for the winter time, but they want to have one last blast, and they come out for the Super Chevy deal. And the other thing is that they get a chance to have their car on television, so it works out real well.
Now, you got racing going on, you got a car show, and you know, they kind of go hand in hand with each other. So,
yeah, it does.
I mean, the guys that bring their cars for the car shows, are there opportunities for them to involve their cars and go down the strip? Or?
If they want to. A lot of them just like to go ahead and have the cars set up inside the show. They don't really want to get down the track. But then you'll get people that want to do both. They'll come out, they'll go ahead and maybe race for a day, then they'll go back into the car show, or vice versa. They just like to go ahead and have fun with the car. And it really depends on the kind of car it is. You know, if it's an old muscle car, chances are they're going to go down the track. But if it's an old classic that they just want to cruise with, they'll usually stay over at the show.
Now, what do you expect for count for the cars that are going to be on display?
We should see somewhere around 400 cars. Maple Grove they had their event a couple of months ago, and of course that's in Pennsylvania, but they had over 600 cars come out for their show. Where this one now is a little bit cooler in the year, I think we're going to see somewhere around 400, and we'll probably see about another 200 race cars too.
Like you say, it's the last big show of the year,
Right.
and a lot of those guys with their cruise nights, so to speak, events are wrapping up. So it's a great way to finish the year down here. And talk about some of the racing that's going to take place that day.
Well, we have, in addition to the bracket programs, because we have 3 bracket programs, we also have Pro Comp and 7.0 Pro. The Pro Comp category is all rear engine dragsters. They get a couple of funny cars that run with them once in a while, but they're running 620s at about 200 miles an hour. The 7.0 Pro guys, they're alters, funny cars, front engine dragsters. They all have to be supercharged. They're pretty wild to go ahead and watch, and they have to run 7.0 or slower, but they pull out all the stops, and they're still 200-mile-an-hour cars, but they're just cool to look at. They all have personalities. And then the bracket program, it's really the last big blast for people that want to come out and try to win a few bucks on the bracket racing side of it, because they're getting ready to put their stuff away for the end of the season.
So it's a great weekend down here, because you get to see the on-track stuff,
yeah.
But then you get to walk behind the scenes and see, get up close and personal with the racers. But then these special cars that are going to be here, these cruise type of events, the nostalgic cars that are going to be on display, and you're going to see some pretty wild and pricey Chevys.
Oh yeah, and the other thing is we have a couple of jets that'll be here. We have 2 wheel standers going to be coming just to go ahead and kind of round out the show a little bit. But you're right, some of those cars that are over in the car show, they have been working on them for years. They're really high-end cars. A lot of them, if they went over to some of those auctions like at Meek and Mabara Jackson, they'd be getting upwards of $100,000 for those cars. But they come out here to go ahead and be part of the show, because they know Super Chevy, the Menard Chevy Show, they know that's a pretty prestigious event, and they would like to go home with that trophy.
Now, the one question I have, and it sounds like a stupid question, but if you show up at the gate with a Ford Mustang, are you allowed to come into the show?
Oh, you can come into the show. You won't get judged, but you can come into the show. You can put it in the swap meet. You just say you want to sell it and get rid of it so you can buy a Chevrolet.
Yeah, so really the main focus is on the Chevys that'll be in the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that leads us to you got another couple months.
Right.
You know, these swap meets continue to grow. The last Sunday of every month?
It's the last Sunday of every month, and every month for the most part we coincide them with a nostalgia event. That'll happen on the last Sunday of September when we have the Camp Snappers out here for their nostalgia event, and then we'll have the flea market. The thing that we've noticed about the flea market, especially the last 2 months of the year, they tend to be a lot bigger than, say, the middle of the season, because people don't want to go ahead and store their materials at the end of the year. They just want to be able to sell them off. So we'll see upwards of about 230, 240 vendors both in September and October. And if you're looking for a part, I mean, that's the place to find it. And the buyers that come out, as we talked about this earlier, lot number 1, which is our front parking lot, that was full of cars. I didn't know how I was going to get the racers in, because I had so many people out here to go ahead and buy things from the vendors in the swap meet.
No kidding. Now, do you see whole cars on for
yeah.
sale? I mean,
Yeah.
people are bringing those to try to sell?
Yeah, it depends on, what somebody has to get rid of, but we wind up finding cars that are usually very old, somewheres in the, probably mid-60s, all the way down to the 20s. I saw, some old Ford Model A's over there that were for sale, 2 of them this past month. So there's stuff out there. I mean, it might not be the best price around. They might just be trying to get rid of them. But if you watch around, you might be able to dicker and wind up with a deal.
No kidding. So you still got a lot going on. You got 2 months left in the
Yeah.
season before that word snow comes into play. But, I mean, there's still a lot. You got the street nights going on. And NewEnglandDragway.com is all the information for what's going on here, and anything else that we need to talk about, or any special events between now and the end of the year coming up that you really think is a highlight that people can't miss?
Well, the 603 diesels, there'll be a couple more of those. The schedule flexes a little bit with those, so just keep an eye on the Facebook page and on our web page for when 603 diesel comes out, because they put on a great show. And then it's the Wednesday and Friday street night. There's still a chance to go ahead and take a blast down the quarter mile. It's the same racetrack that the pros race on. There's nothing different about it. The same reaction time, same tree, everything else. We treat the track every day so people can go ahead and get a good run out of their car and just have some fun before they have to go through those winter blues.
So it's been a great 2017 season, and as we look forward to 2018, the national event has moved.
It has moved, going into July.
Into July, which shouldn't affect it. And what did you get from response this year around the national event? Because I know what I got from response from our main contingent that came down. A lot of first-timers, like they've already circled it on their calendar next year. Can't wait to get back. I've told friends, like, listen, you have to see this thing. You can't even imagine. I can't even describe it to you. So,
well, the most of the feedback that we get, people are saying, you know, we're really thankful you go ahead and you have the NHRA, the pro guys coming out here, because unless they come to New England, the only place that they would see them in the past is if they had to go to New Jersey or they'd have to go to Pennsylvania. So they really appreciate the fact that we have the pros come here. And all of us at the track, we're kind of honored by the fact, because not just any track can host a national event. So to be chosen by NHRA to have this now, we'll be going on our 6th year, is really a pretty big deal. So we're happy with that. We have a lot of things that we want to do to go ahead and make the track even more attractive for the fans, and that will come in time. And we'll get the support out of NHRA and the pro races to go ahead and make that happen.
Yeah, no, and when you say the national event, that would be like your local short track hosting the Monster Energy Series. That's how big a deal this is for you and the entire region. So I know we appreciate all that you guys do and the efforts you put forth and involving us with that weekend. So we want to wish you the best of luck for this weekend's Menard Super Chevy Show. And remember, you can bring a Mustang, but you can't get an award. And I've been asking myself that, but no, really appreciate it, Joe. Wish you the best of luck, and encourage our viewers to get down and support you guys before the end of the year, because you know, everything you do here on a weekly basis is a lot of fun.
Yeah, just come down and have some fun. And to go back to that Mustang on the Chevy Show again, if it's powered by a Chevrolet, you can go ahead and run it down the track, or you can put it in the show.
All right, so remember that, all you viewers.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations, and online at scotchrecreation.com.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at wiscassetspeedway.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and still plenty of time to go out there and see some great go-kart racing, the next generation, which they move through the ranks pretty quick. And Sunday up at Richmond Karting Speedway, they're racing Sundays the entire month of September. You got a big event going on in October. And if you got a little one and you want to get interested in karting, get out and check out what they got, or check them out online, richmondkartingspeedway.net. But we were over to Bartlett Bridge Raceway, where they race on the dirt, and man, it was R.W. Herrick rubbish disposal night, and the kids are loving it. They're racing for big hardware. They're really, the classes are growing. They're getting great car counts over there and seeing some great racing. And we got some highlights from over there, and they got racing. So you can go to their website and see. They're going to race. I think they race this weekend. They're off next weekend, and then they finish the year up 3 or 4 weeks in a row. You got a couple of big nights, the Amsoil Dominator night, as well as the 2 to Go show. So get out there and support the karters, and this is the next generation of your Saturday night stars.
I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $30,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2018 SUV towable triple expandables starting at $19,699. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a worn key. Where would you bring it? At what cost? And for how long? At E-Keys for Cars, our experienced technicians will diagnose your problem and get you going quickly with a fixed price quote. Whenever and wherever you're stuck, E-Keys for Cars comes to you with a new key or ignition repair. Just call E-Keys for Cars, the fast, affordable mobile solution to your vehicle key and lock needs.
They raise the bar, E-Keys for Cars.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and you heard from Joe Lombardo early in the episode of what's going on at Epping, over in Epping at New England Dragway. Next door, they got probably what many consider their biggest event of the season at Star Speedway, and that's the ISMA Classic, the Star Classic, 150 laps. And we want to welcome Bob Weber Jr. to the show, and always full of information for us, and tries to get the word out about his track. So welcome to Mainly Motorsports, Bobby.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having us on the show.
Man, this is your weekend. You love it. It's the Big Block Supers, and I encourage anybody right off the bat, if you've never been to a Big Block Super Modified show, it's like nothing else you're ever going to see on a short track in New England. And this weekend, Saturday night, is the place to be, is at Star Speedway to see them. And it's a big event for you guys, correct?
No, it is. It's every year it seems to get big. We added the Granite State Pro Stock Series to the schedule a couple of years ago to round out the program, and now the Autism Awareness 250 Supers are becoming even as big of a part of it as the ISMA cars, and just between those three, it's a great show. But then you add in the Roadrunners and the Strickleys who are having tight points races, and it gets even better.
And you talk about the Roadrunners and Strickleys, and I love that. We just came off the Oxford 250, a big weekend like that. The Thompson World Series, Oktoberfest coming up. Those guys get to run in front of those big crowds at these big events. And the Star Classic's no different for the Roadrunners and Strickleys. It'll be one of the biggest crowds they'll race in front of all year.
Oh, it's huge. And the guys, they really like racing in front of the crowds. We tell them at the drivers meet, the Prawn a Good show, and that always usually come through. And they just the Strickleys had a great show this past Saturday. They had their 59-lap feature for Big John DeBurrow. And if it's anything like that race was, it'll be a treat for the fans.
No, and that's always good. And, and then I like what you've done with your format a little bit this year. Friday night used to be kind of just a practice night, but you're throwing some qualifying out there and kind of helps move your program along on Saturday in case one of those classes has one of those nights we all want to forget. But, everybody but the Big Block Supers qualify on Friday. So, it's 2 nights of great racing. Get a chance to walk through the pits and see the cars up close and personal.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's definitely racing on Friday for people to come and see it. We're trying to make it more of a weekend where people bring their campers, have fun. Like Friday night is qualifying for all the divisions except for ISMA. The 350 Supers have their run for the pole presented by Woody's Auto. There's $500 on the line for that. Then Saturday, the top 6 time trialers from that go into the 6-lap cash dash for another $500 to win to determine who's going to start on the pole for the Randy Whitcomb Memorial. And then ISMA has their time trials and heat race, and then we go right into feature racing.
Yeah, no, and that, like you said, the 350 Supers, they're on the undercard, but the end of the night, whoever wins that race is going to take home a pretty good sizable purse. At least they have in years past.
No, once again this year, the winner is guaranteed to take home more than the ISMA Classic winner will take. I think as of last night, I think the winner, if you had the perfect day like Matt Stevie did last year, I think it's close to $8,000, and the ISMA Classic only pays $5,000 to win.
That's crazy. And how many laps of the Autism Awareness 350 Supers going?
50 laps, and it'll be 50 good laps. And I mean, of course, that's the one race that I personally want my team to win. It's, you know, as everybody knows, my dad is not the best. He's not doing the greatest, and for me, that's something I really want to win before, you know, he's not here to enjoy it with us.
No, and that'd be awesome to have him roll out in the black Ford and be out there in victory lane and pose for the pitches with you guys, because he's meant so much to you, not as your days now as the promoter of Star Speedway, but back when you were trying your hand at being the driver. You know, he was always that driving force behind you, him and your mom, but more in particular him, you know.
No, he is, and it's just it's something I really want to do for him before, like I say, and I got two cars that I think are capable of doing it. Either Anthony or Brad Babb could do it, you know. So I think we got a pretty good shot at it.
No, that's awesome. And then the Granite State Pro Stock Series rolls into town. They're just coming off a great race over there at Oxford Plains Speedway the night before the 250. So they're anxious all to get behind the wheel. And same thing for them. They want to win on Star Classic night. You know, they might be the undercard, but, you know, they're going to race in front of a big crowd. And, you know, when you say you won on Classic night, you know, that's a little bit more prestigious.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I talked to Mike Parks today, and he's expecting up to 25 cars, which is a real good car count for them. And, you know, like you said, I mean, it's an important race for these guys to have on their resume.
Yeah, and, you know, and then that brings us to the Star Classic, and we think of the what I call Hall of Famers that have won this race multiple times. Bentley Warren, Russ Wood, you know, Pearlie, who's not a Hall of Famer, but well on his way, you know. And then, you know, how cool would it be from really one of the local guys if Mike Wardway Jr. could pick up the win in the Star Classic, you know?
No, it isn't. Like, I know, same as I was saying with the 350 Classic, I know John McKennedy has the thing. He wants to win it again for my dad real bad, because people that know racing at Star, it's like John became like an adopted son to my dad. And I said it to people a few years ago. It's when John won the SBM. I think that was the first time my dad was in victory lane for 20 years, because John just meant so much to him. And I think John the same thing. He wants to win another one for the big guy.
You know, and that's what it's funny, Bobby. It's nice to sit here and talk about the racing, but when you talk about the behind the scenes that goes on in this sport, you know, and that's some of the pretty unique things. And you know, it's like we were talking earlier in the show. We're going to Wiscasset Speedway this week, and you do a huge amount for fundraising with the DT 100, and you know, obviously the Humphreys with the autism awareness. And, you know, unfortunately, scheduling conflict has me at Wiscasset Saturday night, but we'll be getting footage for the show. I'm doing a special event up there, and we're raising money for Special Olympics, you know. So there's, you know, it's neat when there's stuff going on behind the actual racing on the track, and people like yourself that put so much into the efforts that allows this sport to keep prospering.
No, it's neat. Like, we don't charge for camping at Star. You know, like, everyone can bring their camper down, and we ask for it. They'll give a donation to Make-A-Wish. And like you and I was saying earlier, next Sunday, the following week, not this Sunday, the Classic, but the Humphreys host their fundraising show for autism awareness. They have a big, huge car show right on the Humphrey property, and I think they have well over 150 cars there. And last year, I believe they raised over $25,000 in one day for the Autism Society.
Just for a car show, you know. And we had them on the show a couple weeks ago when we talked about that. And they put all the money up, all the foods, nobody spends a dime to show up, and they put it all up. And all they ask for is some simple donations. So it's really good that people are giving back and trying to, you know, help, you know, the people that are less fortunate, you know, than some of us. And, you know, not that Dad's less fortunate there, but, you know, we all know that time isn't on his side. So it'd be pretty cool on Classic night if he could have, you know, stand in victory lane with Bobby Jr. in one of his cars, and then turn around and stand in victory lane with John McKennedy, somebody that he thinks very highly of.
No, it is. You could go through every division, and somebody that, you know, I mean, Derek Griffith, I mean, he'll sit there and he'll tell you all day what my dad means to him. And, you know, it's like he calls my mother his grandmother, you know. so it's neat. It's like so.
No,
I know a lot of people have a mission for Dad.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and we wish you the best of luck. We know it's going to be a great night of racing. You guys put a ton of effort in to make sure the competitors are treated, the way they want to be treated, that the fans are treated to a great show. You guys have just done a tremendous job this year down there, and with all the improvements, the new scoreboard, and Star Speedway just keeps getting better and better, and that's a testament to you, Bobby, really. I mean, I know you got a lot of people behind the scenes, but you're the guy that's leading the troops, and without you leading the troops, those guys wouldn't be on board.
I appreciate it.
So we want to wish you the best of luck. Hopefully everything works out for you guys down there at Star this weekend, and at the end of the night, a perfect night is a good crowd, and you're standing in victory lane.
That's it, and I appreciate having us on.
All right, and like I said, Star Classic this Saturday night, it's a place to be. You're going to see some great racing right down at Epping, New Hampshire, right at Star Speedway over in Epping. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Four Seasons Synthetic. See them for all your AMSOIL product needs. Town Fair Tire, with 6 locations in Maine: Auburn, Augusta, Bangor, Biddeford, South Portland, and Topsom.
White Mountain Motorsports Park brings you door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel racing action each and every Saturday night, with 5 divisions competing each week between the Kids Trucks, the Dwarfs, and the Strictly Minis, the Tiger Division, as well as the Late Model Sportsman. The racing is intense. You're sure to come away wanting more. Located on 463 Daniel Webster Highway in North Woodstock, New Hampshire, this quarter-mile High Bank Oval is a fan-friendly, family-oriented facility. For schedules and more information, go to the website. That's White Mountain Motorsports Park.
If you don't have a local track that you already attend this Saturday night, make Wiscasset the place. Get there tonight. If you're watching this Friday, tomorrow night. If you're watching it Sunday, sorry you missed it. But it's, Fan Appreciation Night, a lot going on. Basciuto's is the title sponsor of the evening, but working hand in hand with Mainly Motorsports is we're having our Mainly Motorsports Night. And anybody that's been over for those nights knows how much fun we have with giving away the trophies, giving away prizes. And this year is going to be no different, but it's actually going to be a little more special, as we have put our efforts in to raise money for the Special Olympics of Maine that night. So between donation tires placed at the entrance to the pits and the grandstands, raffle tickets that you can win items like tickets to Loudon, tickets to the Red Sox, a 49-inch TV, VIP experience for this year's AMSOIL Dominator Strictly Shootout, year's supply of HP Hood products, or gift certificates from the local IGAs. I mean, just so much going on. A 4-burner gas grill. So we're going to be selling raffle tickets for that stuff. Everything's given away that night. It's not like you got to check online, got to watch the show. So this Saturday night, if you got any more questions, go to Facebook. We're going to be updating that all week, so you can scroll back and check on some of our updates and what we got going on. And I really, really appreciate Ray Jakes over at Bazzuto's for welcoming Mainly Motorsports to be a part of his effort this year, and want to see what we can do for Special Olympics. So Saturday at Wiscasset, and if you miss it, send in a donation, or we're going to be doing some other things down the road, hopefully, and kind of putting our efforts out there to try to help the Special Olympics of Maine. And we're going to have 12 athletes there helping us in victory lane, and that's going to be pretty special for me. I love doing that stuff, so really excited about Saturday night over at Wiscasset Speedway. Rich and Vanessa Ken always welcoming the entire staff and the fan base there, just make us feel so wanted. So we'll be there out in full force, raising money and awareness and putting all our efforts in for the Special Olympics in Maine. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports.
If nostalgia drag racing is something that excites you, you need to check out Gassa Guy's Nostalgia Racing at Winterport Dragway in 2017. From the old school flags starting to the sleek-looking machines of yesterday, the Gassa Guy's Nostalgia Racing will be fun for all ages. Winterport Dragway has a nostalgia campout weekend once a month beginning in May running through October. Come see what racing was like 50 years ago. Go to winterportdragway.com for the 2017 schedule and other additional information.
Hi, I'm Sean Moody. We take pride in our facilities, and at Moody's, it's what's inside that matters. We believe it's more than just the exterior looking good, it's what's inside that matters. Restoring the structure of your vehicle to factory specs is critical to your safety. I'm proud of our Moody's co-worker owners who understand the importance of protecting a valuable asset. And we all know what our most valuable asset is. It's what's inside that matters.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
The legendary Menard Chevy Show returns to New England Dragway September 8th through 10th, Friday through Sunday! 3 solid days of drag racing, supercharged altereds, and front-engine dragsters. New England's largest all-Chevy car show. Your ride might be on Velocity TV. Plus a manufacturer's midway. And jet cars. Parking is free and every ticket is a pit pass. Bring your non-winning New Hampshire lottery ticket for a $5 discount. Tickets and info online at newenglanddragway.com.
Well, as we wrap up this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, we're in championship season. You heard my congratulations to the Beach Ridge champions, and we're going to crown some more this week. So congratulations to all the champions. And if you're rolling into your local track on the last night with a legitimate shot at your championship, you've had a great year, and don't you forget it. So good luck to everybody as we finish out the 2017 season. And 2 things I want you to remember. Next Sunday, 9/17, Autism Awareness Car Show up in Parsons Field. I know it's at Richard's house, just at my house, Richard said. Well, what's your house, Richard? But 92 Mudgett Road in Parsons Field. Raise money for autism awareness, and that's on September 17th. And tonight, or Saturday night, September 9th, over at Wiscasset Speedway. Mainly Motorsports Night in conjunction with Bazzuto's as we raise money for the Special Olympics of Maine. And every dime we raise this weekend will stay right here in Maine. And that's it's pretty unique. And I got a little goal in mind and not setting a crazy number out there. And like Ray told me, we're not going to be disappointed because if you get $1, that's $1 more than we started with. So, whatever you have, kids with change, you're going to get a ticket when you drop it in the grandstands to get some neat prizes away. And really appreciate all the efforts that everybody's put in to help us out as we try this for the first time, and hopefully we can grow it into something bigger in the future. So get out there, support the advertisers and the supporters that support not only Mainly Motorsports, but the race cars that you're cheering for, the racetracks that you visit weekly, and support all of them and support local short track racing. So until next time, we'll see you here on Mainly Motorsports.
One step at a time, don't believe